Hi, it's Meg, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to build these two Spartan-like statues. Now I did get a couple of suggestions for these in the past, so I decided to give it a try, and these are just a couple quick designs I came up with. They're a little more complicated than most of my statues, so we're going to be building them one layer at a time from the ground up. If you ever get stuck, feel free to just pause the video whenever you need to. Okay, let's go ahead and start. We're going to start with the first statue, the one that's holding a spear, and on the first layer we're just going to place 4 stair blocks for the feet. You'll notice that anytime one of the stair blocks has an outer glow to it on the left, that just means that that stair is upside down. So just remember that as we continue to build. The first few layers are going to be really simple with just a few blocks for each one. If you're not sure which direction the stairs need to face, I know it's a little confusing, you can just look and see what I've done on the right. And I'm always trying to work on improving my grid, so if you guys ever have a problem with it, please let me know or give me suggestions. I'm always trying to tweak it and trying to make it more understandable. As a general rule for these statues, I think all of my stairs have the back facing a full block. I don't know if that's going to help everybody, but I'm going to mention it in case it does. Okay, once we get to layer 7, I will admit this does look a little bit intimidating with all these different shapes going on, but trust me, it's not as complicated as it looks. Just remember that those 2 stairs I have highlighted will be upside down, and they are floating since it's the beginnings of the shield that the soldier is carrying. You can just look and see how I placed those so you get those correct. On layer 8, once again, those stairs on the shield section will be facing the same direction as the previous layer. Now that I think about it, if you did want to add some extra color to this build, you could replace the andesite for something brighter like diorite, granite, or prismarine. I don't know, it's something to think about. The layers are getting smaller as we go higher, which does make it a little bit easier. I think at this point you have a pretty good understanding of how to follow the grid, so I'm just going to continue building out the layers and let you do that on your own. Layer 14 will be starting the head of the statue and finishing off the hand. I found it was easiest to place the 2 blocks on the left first and then measure out to build the head, since you can't really see where to place that on top of the neck. And the stairs will be upside down, and they're both going to be facing towards that corner of the face. And on this layer you'll see we're going to be using a cobblestone wall for the front of the helmet. I would say that you could use just about any blocks you want for these statues. The only thing you'd have to figure out is a good replacement for a cobblestone wall. You could try fences or come up with your own palette that might work for this, but I decided to go with a stone palette just so I could use that cobblestone wall. And we'll be using them also for the spear of the statue in just a little bit. One nice thing about doing the layers this way is you can easily tell how high it will be. This one is 19 blocks high, as you can see, because we have 19 layers. But now we're going to go ahead and add the spear, and this might add a couple of blocks height to it, but it's really up to you. We're going to start right here on this hand and build this little triangle of cobblestone walls. And we're just going to repeat that pattern going down until we get it to around the top of the shield. You could do it wherever, but that's where I did mine. And then for the tip of the spear, I'm going to use some stone brick slabs and create this little square shape with 3 top slabs and 1 bottom slab in the corner. Now we can extend the spear higher past the hand, and I'm going to extend it up just a few more layers. So this might make the statue a little bit higher depending on what you think would look best. My statue ended up being just 1 block higher, so it's 20 blocks tall But you know, this could go even higher if you decide to add a base to it, which we will get into near the end. But now that this statue is done, let's go ahead and get into the second statue design. Starting the second statue design, which is a soldier holding a sword. Very similar as before, we're just going to place a few blocks down for the feet. Now this next section is actually 2 layers in one, so you're actually going to be placing 4 blocks here. This statue has a much calmer pose, and he's standing straight up, which will make these first few layers very simple. On layer 4 and up, you'll see we're going to start placing some random cobblestone slabs on the side, just letting you know that that's going to be the sword that the soldier is carrying. I just thought it would be easier to build it along with the rest of the statue for this one. Again, on this layer 7, you can see we have a whole bunch of blocks just popping up everywhere. Take the time to make sure you're placing the correct blocks in the correct places, and don't forget that when you see a highlighted stair block, it will be upside down. Not to repeat myself too much, but it's just a general reminder again that all of the stair blocks on these layers should have the backs of them facing a full block, or all facing outward. Generally, when the blocks are more spread out, it's easy to miss them, so make sure you're not missing anything on each layer. Consider that a general reminder since I myself have made the same mistake when trying to duplicate these statues. But the higher we get, the closer the blocks get to each other and the easier the layers get. I'm going to let you continue to build these at your own pace. Once we get to the head of this one, it's the exact same as the first statue, just flipped. So if you already built the first one, then this should be easy, just think in reverse. This statue is 2 blocks taller than the other one because he is standing up straight and his legs are not bending as much. As if these statues weren't tall enough, I'm going to show you a couple quick designs I came up with for possible bases for these statues to stand on. You could just do a couple layers of blocks, it doesn't have to be anything super fancy. I didn't want them to be super tall since the statues themselves are super tall already. It just kind of completes the whole statuesque feel, and so they're not just standing on the ground. So I want to hear what you guys think of these statue designs overall. I myself am not 100% satisfied with them, but that might just be because I'm the one that made them. So let me know what you think of these particular statue designs. And on another note, if you have any suggestions for another statue you would like to see me build, or even something that's not a statue, I guess I'm just more well known for statues, which is why I always get suggestions for them, but feel free to suggest anything and I will take it into consideration. Don't forget to rate this video whether you liked it or not. and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more tutorials or other builds I do on my channel, whatever it is I do. What do? I don't even know. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you some other time. Bye!